Hello and welcome to the Music Ladder. I'm your host Kieran Brennan. As always, I've got some great artists for you to look at today. Before we start, I have a couple of things I want to ask. First of all, I'm looking to get some input onto maybe people who you want to see featured on the show. So obviously every month I'm taking my personal preferences and I'm giving you some of my opinions and my feedback on those artists. And I'd like you to get maybe a little bit more involved in terms of if you have someone that you think deserves to be featured, or maybe someone that I've missed, because obviously there's an awful lot of artists out there and bound to miss some of them. So if you do, please send them on. Secondly, I'm also interested if anyone is perhaps interested in maybe hosting a show. So obviously I said at the start I was trying to get the show to be maybe easily rolled out. So if you have maybe an inkling where you might be good at maybe hosting a show or picking out some artists, or you want to even have an input on maybe on a particular show, then you can contact me. So obviously get me on the MT mail and we'll see what we can do. So that's it, and we'll get straight to the show. So, first up, we have a girl from Glasgow, Scotland. Her name is Rhiannon-Rae Garrity. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Well, I hope I do anyway. She's a very, very good singer, songwriter, and pianist from Scotland. So I've seen on her, I obviously read up on her Facebooks and YouTubes and all that kind of stuff just to get some information on her. And she's been on the wedding scene for a long time. Obviously doing that type of gig, and she's gone solo for herself. She's releasing videos on MT, and the one that I'm going to play for you now is probably my favourite of what I've seen so far. So this one's a song called Am I Alive? She's also got another very good song called At First Glance, which is a toss-up between which one that I would choose, and decided to go for the first one. It's a really, really good song. She's very, very good at the piano, and she's got a really, really strong voice. So I was quite impressed, and I think that you will be too. So obviously I'd like you to go and check out her page and show her some support.
Would you still not love me? If I was a flower that fell from the most beautiful tree, would you still not love me? So you are made out of plasticine. You can try to mold me, but you still do not want to hold me like you would with her.
Up we have an Irish guy called Cormac. He's from Cork here in Ireland. He's a former lead singer from the band called the Citadels, who were a good band that were doing their rounds in Ireland over the last 10 years or so. He's a very nice guy. I've gotten to know him a little bit through the music on MT, but he's also a very, very talented person, and I think that he definitely deserves a little bit of attention in terms of his songwriting ability and his singing in particular. So the song I'm going to play for you now is called Count the Raindrops, and it's my favourite from his particular collection. He also has a song called Edge of Light, which is a song where he does a video. Basically it's a video song, so he plays 5 different sets of guitars, but it's all recorded in one take, so then he puts them together at the end, and the result is quite impressive. So you should definitely check that out as well. Finally then there's another song called If You Feel, so if you want to have a look at that, then check that out. He reminds me a little bit of the likes of Neil Young and Paul Simon in terms of his vocal ability and his songwriting, so definitely worth a look. So this is Cormac.
See you with us, see you whine, see you tangled up inside. See you rested, see you dined, see you coming from behind. See your eyes tired, see your eyes tired. See your eyes tired. And if your heart needs to kiss, mister, drift a bit from the flames and fire. started, you won't stop. Counting the raindrops, counting things you haven't got. Counting the raindrops, counting the raindrops.
Okay, so last but certainly not least, we have our final artist. This one is a bit of a special one for me in terms of the reason why I'm putting this artist on here. So the guy is Mark Halsall, so obviously the founder and the driving force behind Musicians Together. Why am I featuring him? Well, I think it's, you know, he's done an awful lot for us in terms of, you know, all those unsigned artists. He's given us a platform where we can interact with each other, we can review each other's work, we can post our own work, we can get feedback from others. And I think he's done a really, really good thing, and I know he's working really hard in terms of pushing the website. In saying that, at times it's easy to forget how talented he is as an actual unsigned musician, which is, you know, the reason why we're all here. So I just thought it'd be nice to give him a feature. Obviously, there's no point in me telling you go subscribe or do this and that like I would do with other artists, because everybody knows who he is. You know, he's the reason that we're all on this website. So I think it's quite important, you know, just to recognise his musical ability, you know, in terms of, you know, that as a standalone entity rather than just Mark behind the website, you know. So he's a good friend of mine. I've got to know him quite well over the last year or so, especially with doing this show and helping out on the site where I can or where he would like me to, in terms of, you know, delivering this show once a month and trying to encourage and promote the place. So the song that I'm going to play for you is well, I've just two actually. I was kind of in two minds as to which I wanted to play. First one is Find You, which is the first song that I ever really came across, I think, of Mark's, and it's probably still one of my favourites. And the second one is the Ballad of a Left Wing Terrorist. So I think I'll probably go and I'll show you Find You, just because for me it's probably my favourite. But again, if you haven't seen the other one, you should check it out. It's really outstanding. So this is Mark.
If I lift up my eyes, will I see your face? And if I open my arms, will I feel your embrace? Oh my love, oh my love, oh my love, oh my love. And if I listen and pray, will you whisper my name? And if I just don't breathe, will I see you again? Oh my love, oh my love, oh my love, oh my love. So all I want is to find you.
That. So that's our three artists for this month. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you show some support to our featured artists. I'll be back here next month for March. Jeez, I can't believe it's March already, but anyway, I'll be back here then with some more artists for you. So obviously, as I mentioned at the start of the show, looking for a little bit more feedback in terms of people that you might want to be or see featured. I'm also looking for if anyone's interested in maybe doing some sort of collaboration or even hosting a show. If you are, get in touch with me and we'll see what we can arrange. And I'll see you this time next month. Take care and bye bye.